All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to, I want to say this is episode 2 of the single mom type of series situation that we're going to have going on. So I'm not going to talk too much before. I just feel like I need to just tap in. I took off last weekend. I did not post. I have been posting consistently for about 4 or 5 weeks. But last week was homecoming and I was outside. Not really. But I was outside in Baltimore celebrating at the Morgan State University. Yes, period. Um, but that content will be coming after this. But I wanna dive right into it because fellas, they make it very clear. Like they like our attention span, we don't have time for that. Like get straight to the nitty gritty. I've had a bunch of side conversations with men and women just discussing these type of topics, and I feel like it's necessary and relatable. I am no expert, but I do have a little experience in this field as a mom of two. So I'm gonna go straight into it. Can you date a single mom? This advice, suggestions, questions I'm even asking because I want to know as well. Can you date a single mom? So for me, I think if there's a person out there that's interested in pursuing a mom, and then they seeing her from a distance, maybe they work together, maybe their children play on the same team in some type of extracurricular activity, they went to school together, and they just kind of like, interested, but they are concerned, they are like scared because they don't know what they signing up for and what it comes with. But what I would suggest, for one, basically observing, kind of like investigating, checking the scene, seeing what the vibes are like with this woman. Because, just because someone is a single mom, they should not be written off. You know, so many amazing, professional, educated, sophisticated, dope women who just so happen to be single moms. Like, it is what it is. We're not going to beat them up and make them feel less than because of their circumstances. But if you checking someone out and you side eyeing them and you like, I really want to push up, but she got kids or she got one child, and I just don't know if that's the situation I want to be in, I would definitely recommend doing your research and checking the scene. And when I say that, like, maybe if you follow them on social media, see what type of information they post, or are they often downgrading their children's father? Are they often bashing them? Are they often frustrated with them? Are they often feeling like they're alone in a situation? Do you feel like that's something you can sign up for? Like, is it a relationship that you are willing to tap into? Like, this woman is really struggling with this relationship with her child or children's father. Do I want to tap into that and be like, you know what, I'll scoop you up and your kids and I'll carry the load. I won't let you feel alone in this because I am really feeling you. Or are you saying she come with too much drama? I cannot sign up for this. I ain't trying to be there for that. Like, you really got to check the scene. And it's okay. You don't got to be sneaky about it. You can even approach them and ask them, like, hey, what is the situation with your children or your child's father? Do you guys get along? Is it a healthy co-parenting relationship? Like, can you see yourself dating me? Things like that. So I just feel like doing your research and asking questions on what their lifestyles are like when it comes to their children's father. That's one. Two, I would recommend ask yourself, are you okay with taking on some responsibility as a parent? And when I say some responsibility, it's because even if the child's father is extremely active, right, and they're doing an excellent job co-parenting, the opportunity will present itself when you will have to play a positive male influence in the child's life, right? So if you decide to pursue this single mom and say she goes to like take a shower and you're there helping, chilling with her, and the child poops. So are you changing the baby pamper? Oh no, for example, I'll use another example. Are you comfortable if the child wakes up from a nap and they're like, I'm hungry? Are you comfortable making a sandwich or oatmeal for somebody else's child? Because it sounds super minor, but some people like, I ain't helping out with your kid. That's your kid. When she get her butt out that shower, she'll come down. So you got to think about, are you ready to be active and help out with a small child who may not be a child that's yours biologically? Like, are you willing to do that? Moms run errands. You're there watching football, chilling, relaxing. Can you keep an eye on my child? They sleep. things like that. Are you comfortable signing up to be there as a positive male influence in the child's life? Like, are you going to just, little things? Talk about sports. Y'all could be traveling home from school together or work together. How was your day at school? Like, do you have it in you to be that person and make the child feel good as well? Because you could be the bonus dad eventually. Like, are you okay with those responsibilities as a bonus dad? Making food, changing Pampers, dropping off to school. Are you up for those responsibilities? Is that something that you believe you can handle? And if you are not, that's okay. You don't have to feel obligated. However, you should definitely question and second guess approaching a single mom if you are not in that headspace, right? And we got to think about some single moms are single moms to young adults. They are still living at home with mom. They're 18, 19, 20, 21. And you might think, oh, her kids are older. I ain't got to really be bothered with all that. They don't really be home. And then you spend a night or you want to chill and kick it one day. And you and that young adult son, y'all both walking in the kitchen like on some baby boy shit. Like, he in his underclothes, you in your underclothes, thinking he spent the night out. But he done came home and this his house technically. Now you in his space. And now you like, yo, her son be like stressing me out. He be there and I don't really feel comfortable kicking it with the moms because doing what I want to do with her because her grown son is over there. So that's something you need to put in perspective. Are you, she's basically almost free of motherhood, as people would say. But, motherhood don't stop. Parenting don't stop when you take your responsibility as a parent extremely serious. So that's something you need to be put in perspective. Also, be comfortable asking questions. Like, what does co-parenting look like? Holidays are approaching. And I'm going to come back with more content about what co-parenting during the holidays look like, because that's something I'm really fascinated about hearing from other people's perspective. But are you comfortable with co-parenting, taking a role as a co-parent for the holidays? Like, are you comfortable blending your families on Christmas mornings? Are you comfortable trick-or-treating as a team or going to a Halloween party? Thanksgiving, one of the most popular, most engaging, exciting times. Are you comfortable with those type of settings and being in places where you may have to be with the dad's family, right? So you have to put in perspective those type of things that you may or may not be comfortable with. And these are things I'm giving for fellas because I know it's men out here that are seriously interested in pursuing women, but they're hesitant about what they're walking into. And you have the right to be that way, right? You have the right to have standards and expectations for yourself. I know men who have gotten involved with women and they bond with the children. They build really healthy relationships with the children and they become a positive male influence. Sometimes they become the only father that the child knows, depending on when they met the child or when they met the mom and things like that. And those relationships can eventually go south. And I need women to put in perspective as well what it would look like to a child or children if the relationship fails. And I'm going to put a little pressure on women and moms in this case, because if a man comes into your life and he, starts off doing so many great things and the relationship goes into, goes downhill or, the relationship comes to an end, we have to put in perspective what that could do to our children, especially if the male plays such an influential and vital role in their lives. Like, you have men who you're in a relationship with, again, like I said, who are doing the pickups and drop-offs after school, attending the extracurricular activities, doing homework with your child, making dinner for your child. And when the relationship goes south, are you going to consider letting that man stay active in your child's life? As long as they have not done anything dangerous to put your well-being, your children's well-being, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health on the line. And sometimes you just go your separate ways. Sometimes you find out you're not equally yoked, or, there's sometimes people just do things. Like, I met my stepdad when I was 3 years old, right? And him and my mom, I don't even like to call him a stepdad because he played such a vital role in my life. Like, he was walking me to school, me and my brother to school when I was 5, 6 years old. He's been at every graduation from pre-K to college. He was in the room when I gave labor to my 16-year-old daughter. So and that was unfortunately the year him and my mom divorced. So my mom and my dad were, my bonus dad, I'll say, they were together from the time I was 3 till I was 24, right? So I can't imagine like separating from him and saying I don't want to be with him because my mom's not with him. Now, granted, I have siblings, right? So that's totally different. But he was such a major person, and he still is a major influence in my life. And I can't imagine, even if they divorced when I was 15 or 16, I can't imagine my life without him in it because of the circumstances. Now, people be doing stuff. They don't be really good husbands and boyfriends sometimes, right? But they be good dads. And they be positive influences on their children. So we have to think about those things. So that's really for the moms and the men too, because yeah, you frustrated with this woman, you turned off, you want to move along. But if you really was loving that child like you said you was loving that child, and you was putting all this time, effort, and money into this child, you ain't going to want to let go. Because that's your baby too. That's your baby at this point, right? So that's something to really, really think about. And I'm going to conclude. I could go on and on and on and on and on, right? But I'm going to conclude with this. Fellas, can you genuinely love on a child that is not yours biologically? Can you be there every step of the way, even when their dad is there, even when their biological father is present, but you still will have responsibilities because you're a part of their village? And if you love their mama like you say you love their mama, you're going to want to love on them as well. Do you have it in you? Do you have it in you? And if you are a father already outside of the relationship, can you comfortably blend? Can you bring your children around her children and do everything the same? Buy them the same sneakers. Spend the same amount of money on video games. Order food for them. Give them rides to activities or places they want to go. Do you have it in your heart? So, black men are dope. Shout out to the bonus dad that raised me. I love him. I love me some Darren. Y'all already know. I don't want to get emotional, but I know it's important for moms to find a man that's going to love on their children the same way you love them. Sometimes we don't even know if it's possible because we have so much love in our hearts as women. And a lot of women, real down-to-earth women, they can do it. They could be bonus moms. Everybody ain't got it in them to be bonus moms either. And I see it. I have firsthand relationships or firsthand experience seeing women struggle being bonus moms. But this ain't about them. This about the fellas. Can you date a single mom? Period. I'm out.